Circulatory system. Today we will discuss about circulatory system. Circulation means how blood flows in human body, in mammals. In circulatory system, basically circulatory system is composed of blood, heart, capillaries, veins and arteries. Capillary veins and arteries are, we can also say that we can take these capillaries, arteries and veins in blood vessels. So blood vessels has capillaries, veins and arteries. We will discuss it later. How heart works? It's very simple. Today we will discuss about the mechanism of heart also. It's very simple. Take an overlook how it works. The blood comes from the inferior and superior vena cava. It enters into the right atrium, from the right atrium to left atrium, right ventricle. From the right ventricle, it goes through the pulmonary artery into the lungs, the deoxygenated blood into the lungs. From the lungs, it gets oxygenated, and the oxygenated blood then return through the pulmonary vein into the heart again, into the atrium, and then into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle through aorta, it passes out through our body. So this is the overview how heart works. We will detail it later. Main basic part of the circulatory system is blood, heart, blood vessels, capillaries, veins and arteries. Today we are going to discuss about these cells. What is circulation? Means the deoxygenated blood which get oxygenated into the lungs, and the oxygenated blood circulate throughout our body through aorta. Now we will discuss about the cells and the organs which participate, which has a vital and important role in the circulation of blood. These cells are, as I discussed already, these cells are blood, heart, blood vessels, capillaries, arteries and veins. The first one is blood. The blood consists of plasma. Plasma is a viscous fluid like pale yellow structure. It is yellow in color. Now you will ask why yellow in color, our blood seems red. I will discuss it later. This is composed of, plasma is composed of red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. Red blood cells, RBC, you can also say it, red blood corpuscles. This red blood corpuscles is also known as erythrocytes. This erythrocytes carries a very vital protein which is known as hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a complex structure. It is made up of iron and globin is a protein. Hemo plus globin. Hemo means ferrium, iron, and globin means protein. It carries oxygen. This is the main carrier path of oxygen, this hemoglobin. Due to this hemoglobin, our blood appears red in color. Second one is white blood cells or white blood corpuscles. It is also known as leukocytes. It serves as an army. It as a defensive organ. It takes away all the unnecessary or unwanted microorganism or foreign particles through which we get infected. So it works as army. It is phagocytic in nature. It engulfs the foreign particles and it increases our immune system. The third one is platelets. Platelets it's also very important how it works. When blood comes in contact of oxygen, the platelets are the cells through which they clot the blood at the same time when it comes in contact with oxygen. So without platelets, if platelets will not there, the clotting will not occur and wastage of blood could be happen. Now we will discuss about the blood vessels. As I told you earlier, blood, there are blood vessels means which carries blood. The carrier of bloods are arteries, veins and capillaries. The small branches, the arteries converted into small branches, which is known as capillaries. We will discuss it further. What is artery? Artery is the main carrier, the carrier of oxygenated blood. It carries oxygenated blood. It is not 100% true, because the pulmonary artery is the exceptional artery which carries deoxygenated blood. So we can say that arteries are the blood vessels which take blood away from our heart. It also carries carries oxygenated blood, and the artery further multiplied into small capillaries. Again, we will discuss about capillaries. The capillaries are the thinnest blood vessels. It carries wastes, and it deposit the waste material or the waste particle to our blood cells. It also carries the food particle and oxygen also to the from the capillaries to the cells. Now veins. Veins are also very important blood vessels. This veins takes deoxygenated blood. It carries deoxygenated blood. But again, the pulmonary vein is the exceptional, which carries oxygenated blood. The pulmonary vein carry oxygenated blood from the lung to the heart. So these are the main function of blood vessels: arteries, capillaries and veins. Now we will discuss about the structure of heart, how heart works. It's very simple. What happened? Our heart is four-chambered. In mammals, heart is four-chambered. No mixing of blood takes place. What happened? First of all, the main function of heart is to convert the deoxygenated blood into oxygenated blood and pass throughout our body. As you know, our heart is four-chambered. To this four-chambered head, first right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. And these left and right part of our heart is gets separated by septum. The blood enters from the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. The superior vena cava means the organs above which are situated above from our heart, and the inferior vena cava will carry the blood from the organs which are situated below our heart. Then from the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, the blood enter into the right atrium. In the right atrium, when the right atrium gets filled with blood, then pressure generates. Then it will want a way to pass out. Then it will enter the blood, the deoxygenated blood. Sorry, I have not mentioned the deoxygenated blood. Then through superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, the deoxygenated blood will enter into the right atrium. And here the pressure will generate. There is a tricuspid valve. Tricuspid valve is unidirectional. It will open only in one direction. It is like this. And it open like in downward direction. It is unidirectional. Why? To minimize the backflow of the blood. That's why the blood cannot enter into the right atrium again. Once it comes into the right ventricle, it couldn't pass it couldn't flow backwardly. That's why to minimize the flow of blood from the right ventricle to right atrium, there is a valve known as tricuspid valve. It opens, the blood enter into the right ventricle. Again, the right ventricle will fill with blood. when it filled with blood, the electrical impulses will generate. The main this atrium is to receive the blood, and the ventricle is to pump the blood. When the blood will enter into the ventricle, the heart start pumping. When the electrical impulses generate, the right ventricle start pumping. It contract, and when it contracts, what happens? There is a valve. Through this valve is also unidirectional, and it will open in this way, in upper direction. Then the blood will then enter into the pulmonary artery. Pulmonary word came here. That means that this deoxygenated blood will enter into the lungs. In lungs through the pulmonary artery. Here in the pulmonary artery, when blood enters, it will enter into the lungs. In the lungs, numbers of alveoli are present. And here gases exchange takes place. Lungs carries oxygen. It is rich in oxygen. So here the deoxygenated blood will convert it into oxygenated blood. Lung is the only organ which takes deoxygenated blood, and it gives oxygenated blood, while all organ of our body, it receives oxygenated blood and gives deoxygenated blood. So lungs has received the deoxygenated blood, it converted into the oxygenated blood, and again it transfer into the pulmonary vein. Here I am talking pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein. As I have told you earlier, the pulmonary artery is the exceptional artery which carries deoxygenated blood, and the pulmonary vein is the exceptional vein which carry oxygenated blood. Then when blood get oxygenated, it will enter again into the pulmonary vein. From the pulmonary vein into the left atrium. In the same way earlier, like just like right atrium and right ventricle, what happens there? Again the same process will repeat. The left atrium again filled with oxygenated blood. Here a bicuspid valve is present. The bicuspid valve is again open into one direction, in this direction, in lower direction. It will open and the blood will enter into the left atrium. From the left atrium, again the blood will fill. Again the electrical impulses will generate. Again the contraction will occur. And when the ventricle will contract, the left ventricle will contract, again the blood wants a passage to flow. Where it will flow? It cannot flow in that direction, in opposite direction, in left atrium. No, it can't be happen. Why? Because it is unidirection. The valve is unidirection. It cannot open like this. Once the blood will enter, the valve will get closed. Then the oxygenated blood will enter into the aorta through again a valve which open in upper direction. It is also unidirectional. All the valves are unidirectional. Why? To minimize the backflow of the blood. Then the oxygenated blood will enter into the aorta, and through the aorta it will pass throughout our body, and this process will continue. That's why our heart is also known as the double circulation organ. Why double circulation? Two circulation are happening at once. How? In right atrium, deoxygenated blood is circulating, while in left atrium, oxygenated blood is circulating. So our heart mechanism of our heart is very simple. You can go through it, and this way our heart works. In mammals, there are 4 chambers heart. In fishes, 2 chambers heart are there. The chances of mixing are there. Actually, the mixing of blood happens in fishes. In lower organism like in amphibians, the heart is 3-chambered. So, but the mammals and birds are the exception. They have 4-chamber blood. No mixing of blood takes place, and our heart works intelligently. So that's all for today. Thank you.